was, of course, Cher and Strong Enough, which is regularly performed by at least one of my studio guests, probably by several of them. But I know, Vida, that is one of the songs that you like to sing, isn't it?
It's a staple. It's because it's so fun, and it's, you know, who doesn't love Cher? You know, and if you don't love Cher, you've got no business at one of our shows, really.
But even if you didn't to start with, you would by the end of the show.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I
mean, I think Cher would probably identify almost as a drag queen anyway.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's a lot of makeup, there's a lot of sequins, there's a lot of wigs, and, you know, she...
The way she sets up her stage and stuff.
Yeah.
So...
It's
very,
drama,
like, yeah.
isn't it? Yeah,
she doesn't
there's
just
a lot of
stand there
drama.
and sing. She's like, it's a full-on show. So, you know, even on our budget, we try to do something like that's big and noticeable. And like, we can't, once we go big, we can't go backwards. So we like have to keep going bigger and bigger.
Oh, I love that. And Fenella, this is the thing I love now about the scene over here, is that there are regular nights that people can go to. Tell us where people can usually see you all performing.
Yeah, so I host, we've got a new name for it this season, I guess. TFI Thursday. That's Thank Fenella It's Thursday. Yeah, I know, don't worry. And we host that at Moonlight every Thursday night, doors from 7:30, and then we watch Drag Race from 8 o'clock, and then have a little show with me and a guest, mostly these girls, but also some others as well. There's a burgeoning
quite a
scene on the Isle of Man. Yeah, so I perform there every week, and it's always a show. It's always exciting. They've got drink deals on all night and stuff. Obviously, yeah, it's a nightclub, so it's 18+. But apart from that, everybody is welcome to come down as long as you're here for a good time and you love drag. Then that's all we need.
Oh, I think you're right. And Nona, I've got to come to you on this one, because would you say then that, because the way that Fenella's talking now, you can hear the support between the queens. I mean, would you say that, you know, you've really felt that sort of since you've come onto the scene?
Oh, 100%. I'm aware that I am like the youngest and the newest in our drag house, so I do feel like having the support from people who have been doing it for longer than me, I just feel like we're all able to help teach each other things. And even though I am younger, I think I've taught you things, and I think that we've all been able to teach each other things, and we've grown our art together, and that's what we're going to keep doing.
Definitely. Now, speaking of art, Mathea, I've got to come back to your hair because it is extraordinary. There is quite the art to being a drag queen or king, whichever sort of area you're in. Yes. How long does it take to get yourself ready with something like this? Because it is quite a spectacular look.
She started at 9:30 this morning, and I have the messages to prove it.
9:30.
Yeah. I can't say that I started completely getting ready at 9:30 because I procrastinate a lot. So I get distracted by a cup or
I'm just so relieved that I'm now not always the latest one to turn up to events.
Usually I'm always the latest, but today I was the first to turn up.
That's because you started at 9.
So...
I've got to say, though, it's quite an achievement, isn't it? Because, you know, each of you has to come up with their own style.
Yeah.
And you've got to then also vary that as you go along, haven't you? Mm-hmm. So there is a lot of creativity to being in drag, isn't there?
Yeah. Because it's like, when I first started doing drag, my drag makeup was basically just my going out makeup, but with a wig on. And I had that look for 2-3 years. And then I finally decided, like, I need a difference between my looks. And that's when I started going crazy with black eyeliner and bigger lips. And contouring my face differently to how I do when I go out as well. And then now I've got into styling my own wigs. So they are now massive. And I almost own the biggest wigs of the group.
You almost do now.
That's quite the claim. Be careful.
You're the wig.
It's going to be like hair wars.
And she styled my wig, a wig of mine before as well. Yeah. She's like the one.
I'm about to style some wigs for me.
Yeah, I'm going to give you this one. I have my head
you've got really
I feel like there's going to be a bit of a kind of like in studio fight in a moment.
There's no one over here that does it. So like Mathea's the first. And it's nice to have that skill here.
And it's
not
needed.
Have to spend 20-30 quid on postage just to send it away for styling. And
do you know, I have to ask, it must cost an absolute fortune to be in drag. I mean,
drag
you must
not
spend
cheap.
a fortune.
Yeah, makeup, wigs, sparkly things, makeup, all sorts.
And
just
also our time as well. It
yeah,
takes a long time.
And equipment. Because a lot of people think that, you know, you just sort of headbutt a makeup palette and go on stage. But it's like, you know, 2 hours prep time to get to get all ready.
And you have to have the concept for your performance.
Yeah.
You have to know what you are going to do. It isn't just how much makeup you buy, it's how much you have to use to
Yeah.
look like this. Like, my eyeliners dry up so quickly because you just have to use so much of the product as well.
I currently have 3 different foundations on my face.
You have 3 foundations on at the
Yeah.
moment. That's
Yeah.
just greedy, quite frankly. Well, listen, we've got the Queens with us for a little bit longer.